Okay, so the next tool that I want to go over is the push-pull tool and the offset tools. And those are tools that you can use to create lines around models, especially when we get into drawing walls. The offset tool is a very handy way to generate your wall depth inside of your model. And the push-pull tool allows you to take a 2D object and turn it into a 3D one. And so the push-pull tool will allow you to actually make your models three-dimensional. So we're going to start with some basic squares here. I'm going to start with a 24-inch square. I'm going to then add a 36-inch square outside of that, followed by a 48-inch square. So now I have 3 squares on my canvas. All 3 of them are shapes. They all have faces, so they're all complete. And then I'm going to grab my push-pull tool, and I am going to click on a face, and push-pull tool will allow me to grow this face or shrink this face on the z-axis. Right now, I can only grow it in the direction that the face is facing, and since this is a two-dimensional object laying flat on the ground, I can only grow this shape or push-pull this shape in the z dimension. So I'm going to raise this face by 3 feet, and now I have an L that is 3 feet tall. And now that I have a 3D shape and I have some faces pointing in different directions, I could grab this x-axis and I could extend it, or I could grab this y-axis and extend it. But I am not going to do that right now. And so now that I have my shape extended, I can grab the offset tool. And what that will do is that takes any face that exists right now, and you can see it grabbing onto these edges. And when I click on it, it will create a mirror of that shape. And then the distance tells me how far away or how big the gap is going to be between the 2 edges. So if I grab this top edge here, you can see I can actually make a second L. And then let's say I want to move this out 6 inches. I now have a second L outside of my first rectangle that is 6 inches deep. And I could then push or pull this to continue my shape. So if I wanted to bring it down a little bit and give it a little sort of hat, so I'm going to pull because I'm going down. I am pulling this face 8 inches, and SketchUp will automatically try to correct it. It's also good to note that when you drag these up, it will lock it, and you can see how it says offset limited to 2 feet 4 inches, and that's because it's running into this shape here. And that's because SketchUp needs to generate the lines that create this shape. And so it can't create them on the fly. And so it's going to crash into this hat that I just built, and it's going to stop, and I can click it, and you can see how it made all of my faces for me. But now I could grab this interior face, and I could drag this interior face up a little bit higher. So I could say, let's go up 4 feet on this one. And so now I have my hat on the inside, and then I've pulled this, or I've pushed this interior rectangle up another 4 feet beyond the hat. And then I could take this last shape and I could pull it down. And since it was 24 inches, we can make a complete 24-inch cube. And so now I'm starting to get a fully three-dimensional shape with faces and axes in all directions. And in the next video, I will show you how to move around this shape that we have built so that you can view it from different angles other than this front face.